I just found myself like my album was everywhere. I had so much kind of music, and at one point I stopped. Then I was like, okay, I need a break, and that's when I went to the studio again. I took one day off. I went with nobody. I went by myself. I didn't even tell nobody from my team, just because I just wanted to hear everything like again without everybody's opinion, without everybody gassing me up, without all these people around. And from that moment, I just felt like um, I didn't know. I didn't know if everything that I had recorded was, mind you, I started this in 2014, so we're in the midst of the year. We're going into 2015 at this time, and at this point I had just lost my little brother 2013. So I'm in like mentally,
Wow.
I'm in like mentally like I'm like a alien at this point. I'm just here, like in the present form, but not here. So when I went by myself and all this stuff came to mind, I just started thinking from the time I started recording, I don't even know if I'm still in the same space. I don't even know if I even care to make music that's for the club. I don't even know if I feel like that. I don't know if I
Right.
just want to be unapologetically, brutally honest how I feel, and it's just raw. And I don't care if you don't feel how I feel. I don't care. I was fighting with myself. So Rico comes and he goes, "Why you not recording? Let me hear what you got." I started playing records, and he was like, "Wow." From there, I was like, "But I'm not doing none of this. This is done." And then he was like, "What? Come over here. I'm gonna play some stuff for you. Let's collab. Let's make this work because we're gonna finish this album." And that's the first time somebody came up to me that's from my team, from anybody that's been around me, that like grabbed me by the back and just, it's hard. I'm kind of like, I'm the chief. You can't push me, you know.
Yeah.
He just was like, "You're gonna get up off this chair and I'm gonna drag you over here." And and I listened, and the sound, his conversation, um his story of him being in a dark space, everything that happened in that that session, that moment, it was like revived me into a new person.
Wow.
At that point, that was gonna be my last. I was like, I don't even. That's the last album. My fans, I love you guys, but I can't. I didn't know what energy I was in. I was going through a lot of stuff. My little brother passed away. Here's my mom sick. I'm off my label. I'm doing it on my own. I was having all this stuff happen. I was just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm traveling. I'm all
Mm.
over the world. It was like Trina. I couldn't.
I
It
don't
was.
even know how you. I mean, everybody's even saying. I can see some of the comments, like, and my brother's on here, and he's like, my heartbeat. I love you to death. We're so close. So
Yeah.
I'm feeling all of your energy right now, and I just want to commend you. I don't, and you know, it's so crazy. We were still cheering and looking,
Oh.
listening, and looking for the next thing. And a lot of times, I was just talking about this before you came on. I said, I need you to check on your happy friends, the ones that do stuff for everybody
Yeah.
else, because you were at a moment where it sounds like you were being everything to everyone else,
Yeah.
and having the fans needing you, your family and the fans, and
Yeah.
you needed somebody to give you a hug, you
Yeah, I
know?
was like, I'm shutting down. What is happening in the world? The fans are like, we need music. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I totally get it. And just being an artist, and for
Mhm.
me, the balance is family and just being around people that are totally not a part of the job or a part of the music,
Right.
because you that's what has kept me so balanced and so, being
Mhm.
able to deal and the cope, because otherwise this will drive you crazy, like, the
Right.
pressure of evolving and changing and going from one album and one type of music to another. And oh, I make a slower record, this is not the baddest chick, we don't want to hear this, we want to hear this. And yeah, that is the baddest chick, but I'm not in that space. I'm not in that
Right.
raw space. I'm in this vulnerable moment, and I'm human. I have entitled the right to do that, like
Yes.
everybody else. So all of it is pressure. It's a lot of stuff that comes on you, and people don't understand that you have a total regular life too, when you're not on the stage, when you're not doing interviews, when you're not performing, just doing all that.
Right.
So just dealing with yourself and just life at its in a toll, and to deal with this career. I've dealt with it all, like the good, the bad, the ugly. I've been through it all. So I kind of yeah, I was just, all of it just kind of put me in a place to where, like, now we're in this pandemic, I am one of the people that can honestly say I appreciate this space
Mhm.
of,
Mhm.
so I appreciate the social distancing. I appreciate people giving me 6 feet
Okay.
out
I
of
can
my
only
face.
imagine.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna keep it 100. That space
Yeah.
that you need, that moment you need to protect your energy, your space, a moment to think, a moment to not be on social media, a moment to have 30 minutes to just sit in silence and just understand what's happening around you, just understand the noises besides the phone or the texting or the email or none of that. So for me, it's I don't know if this is going to be permanently our new norm or however, but for me,
Right.
I'm just understanding how to balance it out and make my day and my life stay as peaceful as possible. Because when we all are open and when all this happens, to come back into this world we're living in that's so crazy, cruel, and all over the place, you have to
Yes.
be able to have balance. You have to be able to
Absolutely.
understand what's happening around you because it's either you're standing or you're sinking. It's either,
That's real.
and I got to learn that firsthand right now what's happening. A lot of my friends are out of work. A lot of people don't have jobs. A lot of people are
Hmm.
just sitting at home. Everybody isn't as fortunate to just sit at home and just be with their feet up chilling.
Right.
So for me, I'm grateful. I'm completely grateful. And I understand, but when I have certain people that doesn't have those same accolades, I'm looking at them like, you know, if this is our new norm, how can we, figure out a way to come together so everybody can be okay? Because if we're going to live this way, however, what are you doing? How are you doing it? Don't be, your mind is the most important thing. Because when you lose that, I don't know what
Yes.
to tell you. Like like,
It
I'm gonna be
controls
honest. I've
everything.
never slept this much. I've never exercised this much. I've never been in such silence until this. So is this this is a moment for us to like think? Is this a warning? Is this something for us to sit back? Everybody needs a reflection of something. Yourself, what's
Absolutely.
around you, whether it's your kids, your husband, wife, however, you all need to everybody must reset in order to continue to evolve at some point. So, for me, when people ask me how am I dealing with, or what would I tell other people, it's just to take a moment and just to be still for yourself, to try to figure it out. Am I going in the right direction? Do I need to make a turn to the left? Am I seeing signs that I'm avoiding just because I'm afraid to embrace the new? Do I need to take a
Mhm.
moment and just push everything to the side and not worry about nobody but myself for a moment? Because sometimes we get so caught up and we forget about that, And
That's
that's all the
real.
stuff
Oh,
that I'm learning in
absolutely.
this time. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I totally agree. And that was some great advice.
Yes.
I
Thank you.
move around with so many different celebrities, and
Mm-hmm.
I I personally, for the first few weeks, I couldn't even sleep. I still have a challenge sometimes going to bed because I'm used to being up,
Yep.
in
Mm-hmm.
because I
Mm-hmm.
work primarily, I work with Kelly Price,
Okay.
but I work primarily with hip hop artists. So
Okay.
I'm doing the concert and then I'm doing the after party.
Okay.
And so it's always been that way. And then, but prior to that, I was a celebrity host, so I would do tours and
Okay.
things of that nature. So it was only a portion, I'll say, of what you all were feeling. But I have not like rested in. I didn't even know I didn't even realize I forgot what rest was
Yeah.
for years, for
It
the last
becomes
few
your
years.
normal life to not rest.
Yeah,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah. You learn to function on naps on the plane,
Absolutely. Yeah.
just taking doses
Absolutely.
to sound check.
Yeah. Car rides, however it
Yep,
be,
however
you
you can
learn to
get it.
function. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So for me, it's been refreshing. But again, like you said, I was sharing earlier on a different interview that just people think that because you are a celebrity, that everyone that's a celebrity is in a good place mentally, physically, financially, and spiritually, and they're
Oh,
not. And it's
no.
a lot of celebrities live from show to show, like ordinary people live from check to check.
Yeah. You know
So
what?
it's a lot.
I actually was thinking about, like, especially like for the new artists, like, artists that are just coming out, if you haven't,
Mhm.
become financially situated, or are you're in a good place to be able to not work, go to concerts, clubs, hostings, parties, performances, whatever, until this year is out. Are you okay? Like
Right.
when I think of it, like there's a lot of new artists I love, like a lot of new girls. I watch them and I know, like we just came into a time. It's the summer. These girls is gonna be booked up, busy, performing like with their little tour runs.
Yes.
If we're in this pandemic and they're not making their money, what's happening. So me, in this time of reflection, I'm thinking about all that. I'm thinking about it. I'm thankful that I'm grateful, and I'm also just figuring it out like everybody else, but trying to
Right.
understand what's happening and what will be the new norm,
Norm
for
for
all of
us.
us, and
Right.
just being an artist. That doesn't mean because you're an artist, all the money, you have all the money, all this space, house, land, all that. That don't mean nothing if you're not happy, if you're hurting
Yes.
inside, if you're confused, if you're in an unstable situation, none of that means nothing. You know,
No.
like all the money, my friends, oh, you have all the money in the world could not put one smile on my face when I was looking and seeing my mom that's sick. I
Right.
didn't care. I could give every money to charity. I didn't care about that. That was the last thing on my mind. So to me, that lets me know that it's, yeah, we need money to live, but that's not for the soul. You need to
Oh
be
yeah,
happy
that's real.
eternally. You need to be good on the inside, because with that, the rest of this is nothing. We could take this off, burn it, throw it away. It means absolutely nothing.
You are absolutely correct. And I believe that, like you said, a reset. I believe, I say this all the time, I believe that this was something that definitely orchestrated by a human, right? But I
Mm-hmm.
believe that God is allowing it to continue to happen because we all need a reset because the world was jacked up. Let's just be
Everybody
honest.
to
I mean, it was
pause,
just
pump your brakes,
good. Just a whole
cash
pause.
check,
A
reality
whole,
checks, clean your
yes,
soul out. All the fasting and
yes.
vegan in the
Detox.
world
Yeah.
ain't gonna do you no good if it's all nasty up in here. You got to get that
Yeah.
all out to be
Get it
a
out.
different and a better person. I feel like, and this is not a targeted thing on. This is not on a man or a woman or however. This is for the world. When they say world stop, this
You knew it was real.
no, world stop. The whole entire
Yeah.
never.
Uh-huh.
We're living through something like this is history, and you'll think of it 30, 40 years, 50, whatever. If we're here or not, time repeats itself. Your kids, grandkids, however, we lived through this pandemic of where the whole entire world was on a stop
Stopped.
at one time. That's almost insane. So if you're not resetting and reflecting at this time, I don't know. I
Something
don't know.
wrong.
Yeah,
Something is definitely wrong.
I
And
don't
I
know.
remember we were actually getting ready with Dougie Fresh. I was working with him and we were getting ready for the Tom Joyner cruise. And I was like saying, well, can we go? Because in my mind, that's my workation. I'm like, can
Okay.
we just go on the cruise and then do the pandemic?
Yes,
do the,
something. Right.
can then we do the pandemic? But like you said, we had so many events
Events,
planned and
concerts,
you calculate
festivals.
your money.
Yeah.
Like, yes, absolutely. Like the festival, and I'm from Louisiana where we have over 300 and last I counted, 96 or something festivals a year.
Mm-hmm.
But we had all this stuff that was guaranteed and now it's gone. And so, like you say, everybody's not in a comfortable financial place. And you know what the crazy thing is? A lot of it is because they were doing things for everyone but themselves. A lot of
Everybody but
people, if
yourself.
they could have kept the money they done gave to the family and friends, okay,
Mm-hmm.
they would be set right now.
Yeah. Everybody, I feel like even every household, however, whatever your household is, this thing hit you, but it all affected us the same. Whether you
Yeah,
got money or not money, everybody with
equal.
money, you can't do nothing with your money. You can't go nowhere. You stuck in the house like
No,
everybody else. With all that money,
absolutely.
you still stuck in the house. The biggest entertainer in the world doesn't matter. You can't hit nobody's stage. You have no fans
That's
in the
it.
audience. The biggest basketball player, football star cannot touch a venue because you cannot be with nobody.
Yep.
So money, all that stuff, that's fine, but that is not. It's not here. Like I think this was
No.
a time for everybody to understand we are. It's like crying out for help. It's almost like the whole
Yeah,
world is crying out for help.
it's a
Undeniably,
humbling
very,
it's a humbling
very,
situation, and
yes,
we are all on equal playing fields. I said
yes.
this situation is not discriminating.
No,
We are all
right.
equal. We
Yeah.
like you say, it has nothing to do with money because money can't really help you. And even in the situation when you're seeing people who, God forbid, have caught the virus and they just had to leave here, within 10 or 14 days and leave their
Mm-hmm.
family, no money could help. Nothing could help. Nothing can help us right now,
Yeah,
but just making the right decisions. And
making the right
you've shared
decision.
some very
Thank you.
amazing nuggets and kept it real. And that's why I wanted you on this thing because I feel so honored that you took this time with me because people, for me, I just released a journal called Matters of the Mind. It's a self-care journal.
Okay,
And
matters of the mind.
I feel like, that from just the feedback and the different things I've heard from family and friends, because I'm the go-to person everybody like to pour everything into,
Okay,
right?
okay, okay.
Um, and so I feel like this is a time when we're forced to pause And like you just said, and now people are dealing with some mental things that they've been
Yeah.
so busy. They've been keeping themselves busy. Some husbands
Mhm.
been gone all day,
Mhm.
happy hour,
Mhm.
work after hour.
Yep.
Now you got to really be
Absolutely.
home and be hubby.
Yep.
Some
In the
wives got to be
house.
wives.
Mhm.
Yep. Mamas got to be mamas. And now it's
Yep.
affecting people mentally